Thank you, we got. Love that soundbite. There I am. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Laugh with Jocelyn, live storytelling, season 1. Oops. Hold on. I should just have music playing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There we go. Getting a little more situated here. Cool. Boom. Sweet. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Laugh with Jocelyn, live storytelling, season 1, episode 2. I'm joined today with my good friend here, Jeffrey Keller. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you? I can't hear you very well at all.
Can't hear me at all?
No.
Now?
A little bit. Ooh, it might be the microphone setting on your phone if you're on your phone.
I am on my phone.
Yeah, so if your microphone setting is on standard or voice isolation or wide spectrum, that could be it.
Huh. Because I was on speaker.
There you go. That's perfect. So what setting is that?
I didn't do anything.
Oh. Well, it depends too, because if you have your phone propped up and if the bottom's like covered, then it's going to come out muffled.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right.
How are you? Are you happy that it's Friday?
Hey, every day I wake up, I'm happy.
Really? So Mr. Keller has no bad days?
Not everybody woke up.
That is true. Good point. That is very true. Speaking of my brain, the segue. I don't think I told you, but yesterday, I believe, was November 10th, and it was my grandma's 95th birthday.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? And her mother, my great-grandmother, lived to 96.
Oh, wow.
And my grandma, who just turned 95, she was sent home at 85 to like be comfortable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and here we are.
Yeah.
A decade later. So, so today's topic is the first time you ever felt funny. Like the first time, you got that like that taste of like, you know what I mean? I know for me in particular, there's definitely a story from my childhood that I share because I talk about how I've been coping with comedy or healing with humor my whole life. I feel like you just need to like switch places because then that light behind you will shine in front of you, but I don't know. Sorry. Because you're so pretty. It doesn't matter. And for me, this moment came. Oh, nice. Better. Yeah. Better. Well, I mean, the hat.
Anything else?
No,
Anything
nothing.
else, director?
I mean, this podcast is kind of just on the fly, which is fine because I was actually told that I need to let go of control a little more with things.
Oh, okay. So, I thought you did great last week.
I know. I felt good. Rev was like, he was just like, he's like, you were you, but you weren't like you. And I was like, But oh, to be fair, like I think I was um sufficiently like high because I took a couple puffs from my vape pen because I used to do that when I got nervous and stuff. But so many things I'm already touching on. So my grandma just turned 95. Uh, her grandma lived to 96, and when the coroner examined her body, my great grandmother, she told our family that she was the healthiest old dead person he's ever like examined before. Right?
But she's still dead. She's still dead.
Right? And like and she actually I was supposed to say this for another episode, but it's okay. Like the first time like you found out about death, but uh she she went out the way everybody wants to go out. You know, you go to bed one night, just fall asleep, and that's it. You know, just
Mhm.
like a ship sailing into dreamland. Okay, but no, back to the topic at hand. That's why I don't put topics in the titles. I figured like it's just more open ended that way. But so the first time, hello, this is Bailey, by the way, my beautiful cat. The first time I felt the funny happened when I was in fifth grade. I was probably 10 years old. And I don't know about you, but for whatever reason, fifth grade was like the bad year. It was like the year I got suspended from school. It was the year like we literally sent a teacher into early retirement. Like we made her life that miserable. Um, so obviously, being a smart ass, watch my mouth. So I just remember I was outside. She's not gonna quit. I was outside with my class and we were running around in circles for PE. And I hate that I don't remember what I said exactly, but I said something, and next thing I know, my entire class just like, just like rioting in laughter. And I can't even fathom what I said. And the PE teacher like stopped me and was like, Jocelyn, stop that. That's not funny. And I was like, like I said something wrong. And she took a beat and she's like, that's hilarious. And yeah, it's kind of a moment that's always stuck with me, you know? I remember feeling pretty special in that moment. And then now that I'm actually, I guess, finally like doing comedy, like try to purposely be entertaining and funny, it really resonates with me. How about you? When's the first time you felt the funny or that people told you you were funny? I have a feeling it was a young age too.
Uh, no, I never really thought I was funny.
Really?
No,
Not even funny looking? Just kidding.
I even struggle with that today about am I funny or not. It's I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, because I wasn't funny in high school or junior high or elementary school. I was quiet. I'd sit back and watch stuff, or I would
Okay.
stir
Oh,
stuff
okay.
up.
So you weren't the class clown. You don't give me class clown vibes though, really. Not no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I was more mischievous. Like I would do things to make people mad. Like I'd do prank.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I would do.
But
Um,
see, do you realize just hearing you talk about this prank, you're laughing. So obviously it was a funny situation. So what
well, I
was
was
your first prank, or what prank are you thinking of right now? I feel like you're thinking of a specific one.
no, I would like I would like on the football team. I would talk about this dude that was slow, and then I jump up on the roof of the school so he couldn't catch me, and I keep talking about him while he was down there and couldn't get me. He just stand there after take it, and he's like, "Man, when you come down," I'm like, "I ain't never coming down." Just stay
Oh
up
my
there and
god.
talk.
How old are you?
That's in high school. I was in high school doing that.
And was he really like remedial, like special ed?
No, he wasn't special ed. No, he was a tough dude. Like he'd whip your tail.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
Oh, you would make fun of him and say that he was like riding the short bus to school.
I wouldn't say nothing about the short bus. I would be on the roof of the school.
Oh my god.
I would be on the roof of the school so he couldn't catch me because he couldn't climb up there. And so I would just talk about him, and he couldn't do nothing about it.
And I'm assuming there were other people around just witnessing your antics, your
Laughing.
antics.
Yeah, yeah, and they'd be laughing. And he's like, "Man, when you come down," I said, "Man, you can't catch me, you slow ass. You ain't nothing you gonna do."
I don't know why, but like I know you're from LA. I know you like so I know this was like in LA. But for some reason, whenever you telling the story, I'm getting like South vibes. What is that?
No, this was in LA, but see, we was gang banging back then, so I knew he couldn't touch me because if he did, something would happen to him. So yeah.
Okay, see, I don't have the first time I ever got recruited by a gang story, but I feel like you do.
Oh yeah, I got jumped in ninth grade, third day of school. Yeah, I just
Jumped
walk in.
in?
Yeah, I just walk in on campus, and about 10 dudes got around me and said 30 seconds, and they just start whipping my tail. And they like you
I
and the
don't understand.
familiar.
I don't understand that. They like
Look, it's not my place to understand. It's just it was my place to take the ass whooping. It was my place.
apparently. So wait, they jumped you in. So by
Yeah.
I know English well enough that I could just like assume what that meant. So
Yeah, they started
wow.
kicking you, hitting you. About 10 guys. You just basically cover up and take it.
What ends it?
30 seconds. Guys on the watch. He's like 30 seconds.
Wow. What year was that?
I was a freshman in high school, ninth
Yeah, because
grade.
hmm?
No, I was in ninth grade. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, gangs were still really big too when I was in junior high, going into high school and stuff. Yeah. Um, but wait, so I know last week we talked about how you come from an entertainment family of sorts,
Yeah.
right? And so then, okay, well then, since so then, when did you get bit by the funny bone bug or the funny bug? You know, what I mean? Like what tickled your funny bone? What ultimately, got you up on that stage for the first time? And then what stage was that? And how did it go?
Well, I was taking an acting class.
Okay.
Stanislavski. I was taking a Stanislavski class, and I was too nervous in front of cameras when they would like do scenes. And so I thought, well, one way to get over that is to do stand up. And that's why I started doing stand up.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's why you started doing stand up is because you needed to get over your stage fright or camera fright, I guess. That was my dog coughing in the back.
Yeah.
Really? But the thing is, like, performing in front of a camera is like way different than performing live on a stage. So it's interesting how you would do that. You know what I mean? Because I personally do this podcast because I use it to get used to this. I use it to get used to the idea of me being in front of the camera more than behind it. So you started in high
Yeah.
school then?
No, I didn't do this until after I got done playing pro football.
But then you said you started doing stand up to oh. I'm lost on the timeline.
Okay, so I was in my 20s when I started taking acting class.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. I feel like a like Marie Antoinette, a queen, with my little cat here.
So yeah,
Um.
so I took a comedy class, and that's how it started.
Oh, interesting. So what was the first mic and stage that graced your presence?
Well, it was the class. I was just in Judy Carter's class,
Oh, Judy Carter.
and she didn't like anything I had to say.
Really?
Yeah, she tried to make me corny. I'm
Oh,
like,
I know.
"Eh."
Well, here's the thing. Corny gets like the bread, the butter. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like corny gets clean and corny gets you paid, you know? It does. Like the clean comedy gets you corporate gigs, it gets you college gigs, it gets you cruises, you know? Hi Chris, welcome. Feel free to join us on stage if you want. Chris, I met at Clubhouse. He does and Rev. So thank thank you for gracing us with your presence. um yeah,
But
Judy
those,
Carter.
but,
So
yeah, but those aren't the only gigs out there, right? I mean, you can tour with individuals doing what you do. You can open up at concerts doing what you do. You don't have to be clean. You know, just like the gig I'm doing. I don't have to be clean, but I'm getting paid. But they're going to have a couple clean openers. So that's going to be interesting.
hi Rev, aka
Hey, hey,
Shadow
hey.
in the Shadows.
Yeah, it's too
Like
dark over here, huh?
literally.
Hey, move, can you move this, bro? Okay, give me a sec.
I
Here,
can't move
put
anything,
it over here.
brah. But welcome. How are you? How's your Friday? Are you happy it's Friday?
I am happy it's Friday. How about you? I'm glad not to be in traffic. I've been in traffic for 2 hours. Hold on one second. I'm gonna move this real quick.
I'm sorry
How
about
you
that.
guys
Yeah,
doing?
you're talking to Angelinos. We have no sympathy when it comes to traffic. We're good.
Oh,
Yeah, we were just getting into it, talking about the first time you felt funny, the first time someone told you were funny, and like the first time, yeah, you got bit by the funny bone or funny bug. Ugh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Do you have a moment that you want to
the
share
funny
with
boat.
us? Yeah.
Did you guys go already?
See, Rev, I get class clown vibes from. Rev, I definitely feel
Mm-hmm.
like is a
A
guy
little
who was
bit.
a class clown. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't you be? Somebody has to be.
Right. So,
So, what
how
was
about
your
you, my
guys'?
friend?
You guys already. The first time I thought I was funny, or somebody told me I was funny, or thought I
Or
was.
like you felt the funny, like the first time it was like made it known to you that oh wow, like I'm funny, like maybe I'll do stand up, get up on a stage and start talking to
Mm.
people.
Oh man, well the first time it was second grade, and I went to Catholic school for a few years when I was young, and they told the story about how if you get slapped on your cheek, you're supposed to turn the other cheek and get slapped. And I raised my hand and just asked like, well, what if you turn your cheek and they slap you again? You just go back and forth and just keep getting hit. And I know it doesn't hold up now. I wouldn't do it on stage, but in second grade, it killed.
Yeah, it's a Steve Harvey joke, right? Steve Harvey says, "Turn the other cheek." It's like I'm gonna turn the other cheek. Just watch when I come back around. That's what I
Yeah,
think
no,
of.
I made the joke way before Steve Harvey did, unless he had a stand
Clearly,
up in '88.
Actually, Steve Harvey was in his class and stole the joke.
what?
Look, I didn't want to bring
Oh,
it
okay,
up,
never mind.
but
Sorry. Page turned. Sorry, I got distracted. This is my distraction today,
by what?
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, that's cool. Is that an animal?
it's an animal. Yes, it's a living creature thing. Um, So then when's the first
So
time
what
you
was the
got
first
up?
time
You
you
went
thought
up on a
you?
stage?
My first open mic was in January of this year, and
Really?
it was at it was at uh the Comedy Spot. I think they renamed it now, but yeah, the Comedy Spot in Sacramento.
Have you been there
I
before,
kind of
Jeff?
did stand up one other time, but wasn't really like an open mic.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I like asked Jeff a question in the middle of Rev
Yeah,
talking.
my bad.
My apologies. Um. So
How
Jeff,
about
have you
you?
been
When
there
was the
before?
first time you got up?
Well, here you missed it. Jeff never got bit by the funny bug, or like the funny. What am I trying to say here? There's something
Well, he
I'm
was too
trying
busy
to
playing
say.
professional sports. I mean, I probably would have gotten bit by it either if I was playing for the
So
Falcons or any other professional team.
in his 20s, he started acting, and in order to get over his fear of being on camera, he decided to start doing stand up, which I thought was interesting because performing in front of a camera is way different than performing live on a stage. And then
Very
for
true.
me, for me, I do this podcast because it helps me get over being in front of the camera, not behind it, which is what I'm traditionally used to. Yeah. But okay, so
Makes sense.
well, no, and then Jeff's first time going up was in a class, so his was like safe-ish. I feel like.
Well, I don't know how safe it is. I mean, when you the only black dude in class with a bunch of white folks. It's.
Tell me about it.
And you wonder
Given
why
your
Judy
point of
Carter didn't think
view,
you were funny.
yeah, and everything that she told me to do, I don't do today, and that what makes me hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That was my story. A teacher stopped me and said, "Jocelyn, that's not funny." That's hilarious. So yeah, I'm also in the not funny club. Sorry.
I had many teachers tell me like they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. I was like, yeah, no, I know. Like that's the point here. It's not a secret.
Are you like trying to
And
type
anybody listen
slowly?
before I forget, Jeffrey, or I don't know if you go, is it call you Jeff or Jeffrey or which one do you prefer?
Keller.
Jeffrey's good.
So I hadn't seen it, but I knew who he was. I had not seen it stand up, but I watched the Paul Mooney's his Comedy Central special. Hands
Uh-huh.
down, no bullshit. One of the best stand ups I've ever seen. Legit, like so funny. I mean, I watched it twice in a row, man. That's how good it was. I couldn't believe it.
A
Yeah, people really don't
rewind.
understand. Yeah, people really don't get it. They don't. Yeah.
I
What
don't
do you
know
mean by
why.
that? What do you mean by that?
He should be bigger than he is.
He should have been. He should have been.
I'm telling you, Josh, you got to see it. It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
Weren't you supposed to send me the link?
Maybe.
It's okay.
Maybe I was.
But that's the thing,
I'll get
though.
it to you.
It's like we were just talking about Judy Carter and how she wanted Jeff to be like this corny, campy comedian. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I feel like if you go to a class by someone who wrote a book, they're gonna like try to like cook you within their recipe. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, in fact,
Um,
please hold.
Oh Lord,
I did. I did learn something from her. I mean, her book, Judy Carter's book, but it's definitely
It's
not.
not the Bible. It's not the Bible.
What is that?
It's before the Bible, there was just a book. So before the Bible, there
Where'd
was
you
just a
steal that
book.
from?
Amazon, thank you. But
oh Judy. And this is the funny part. Here's the funny part. So at Paul's memorial at the Laugh Factory, I went up after her.
How'd
Wow.
that go?
Oh,
Yeah.
I killed it. Let's be real. I killed it.
No, I meant for her. I mean, I assumed you did. I was. How did she do?
Oh, she did okay.
She did okay.
Mm.
She did.
I wanted to say to her as I walked off stage, I want to walk up to her and go, maybe I should teach the class now. That's so
Yeah, I didn't
Paul.
like she. Yeah, I didn't respect the thing that she did when she was like getting us on Instagram and basically offering like $20 a joke, like
What?
so she could write.
Um,
Yeah, and it was like,
I, I did an Instagram live with her one time, and there was no like solicitation of payment. And yeah, and the joke that her and I wrote together, it's a good joke. It's a good joke. I have yet to write the complete set, but the joke in it itself is actually very funny. Yeah. So, and it goes a little something like this.
hit
So
it.
I work with the developmentally disabled. Okay. I have this one client. He's a teenage boy. He's double disabled. Okay. He's deaf with autism. And it's interesting how my client is better at communicating with me than the men I date.
Yeah, that's a Judy Carter joke. There you go.
I mean, obviously I haven't worked on it in a minute, and yes, like you know me, I like to be a little more tight with my words, but it's along those lines, you see the web it's spinning.
Yeah, Jocelyn, I just think that that's a cute, and you should really, we should probably go here with it, and like, yeah, okay, yeah.
How much was her class? Nowadays it's like $600 or something. Moss took her class too. Moss Jabrani, he took her
And
class too.
who Maz did?
Yeah, he's one of her
I'll have to compare
testimonials on the
notes with.
website. He's one of her
I'll ask
testimonials.
Maz and see. Is he really? Well,
Yes,
I
I'll look
bet
it
she
up.
paid him because Maz ain't doing it for free.
Do you
Maz
think
ain't
that's where
doing
he
it for
learned?
free.
You think that's where he learned Nobody Buddy from?
No, what you did was you took the class and everything she told you to do, you didn't do, and that's what made you funny.
That's hilarious.
Hold on.
But
I
it's
gotta
funny
find.
because even when CAA wanted to sign me, they're like, "Well, can you just tell jokes?" It's like, what? Just tell jokes, but then if you keep doing what you're doing, you probably make it big. But for us, just tell jokes. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Wait, what? I don't get that. What do you mean? Like
They
CAA,
didn't
like
want you to
one
like
of the
rip.
biggest, like.
Yeah, they don't want me to. Yeah, they
Well,
don't want
no.
me to do what I do on stage because this is the issue. If I do what I do on
Mm.
stage, and people are like, oh, he's this and he's that. If I'm on one of their shows, then it makes them look bad because the clientele they're trying to get, the audience they're trying to get, is not really my audience. And so I got it.
Well, Rev isn't familiar with your kind of jokes and your kind of comedy. I am very familiar. Like I've been watching Jeff for the past I think like 6 months now. Since I've been going up in LA, and and Rev, it's smart. It's
Mhm.
really like it's very thoughtful, provoking, thinking kind of stuff. It's not Mitch Hedberg, it's not Stephen Wright, it's not like Rev is very set up and
Me.
punched and stuff. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
So I may say
I'm
like,
almost tempted to say one of your jokes, Jeff, just to give him an idea, but I won't. I won't do you a
I'll
disservice
do
like
one.
that.
I'll do a quickie. I'll do a quickie. So Little Mermaid, right?
Mhm.
White folks mad because the Little Mermaid is gonna be black. I'm like, well, get over it. We had to get over you making Jesus white. And so
He's dead.
so
This
if you want,
Rev loves this kind of comedy. This is like on brand with Rev shit. Yeah.
so if you want to feel better, just pretend a Little Mermaid's white, but she's in blackface.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's so Paul Mooney-ish, isn't it? It's so Paul Mooney-ish. Anyways,
Wait, say that
Look,
punchline again.
Little Mermaid was a whore.
what's that?
Yeah, say the punchline again.
Matter of fact, we're gonna make all of them black now. We're gonna make Goldilocks. We're gonna make Snow White. We're gonna make them all black.
Oh my god.
We're gonna make the
Toy
little dwarfs.
Story.
Yeah, we're gonna put the little dwarfs in blackface. We're gonna do it all.
Do you
Wow.
think they would call it Little Dwarfs in the Hood?
Little what?
Little Dwarfs in the Hood.
Oh, that'd be funny. That's funny. That's funny. Little dwarfs in the
Probably
hood.
funnier if you said it than if I say
Yeah. I think it's funny because
it.
Snow
You said,
White,
yeah.
right? Because Snow White be like a drug dealer, right? With Doc would be Doc and Sleepy and Dopey. It sounds
Like
like some
Sleepy
drug
Sleepy
cartoon.
sold heroin,
Hey,
right? You know?
Uh-huh.
Doc prescribed
hey, we
like
need to be honest.
benzos or something.
And Dopey's
Oh my
on
god.
everything. So there you go.
Yeah,
That
and
is
Happy's
hilarious
on like
actually.
Special K.
That's actually kind of a funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's actually pretty.
I mean, it has to be Snow Black though, right?
Right. But I'm sure somebody's done that. I'd have to research it before I did it to make sure.
That's the tough part, right? You come up with a joke and you're like, "Oh, that's great," and then somebody says like they've heard something like it, and you're like, "God damn it,
Yeah, a
Well,
joke like
and
that
that's
just
the
seems so obvious.
too easy," right?
Yeah, it's too easy.
but then that's the thing though. It is to you as a writer, as a comedian, but for some audiences, for some people, it's not. Really, it's not. Like when I do my opener about, how I say like, "Oh, I watch what I say." I never know if the words coming out of my mouth are going to rub someone the right or wrong way. I mean, I am Asian and not everyone deserves a happy ending, okay? Like some
Allegedly.
people like will get it right away and others would be like, what is she talking about? It's not that obvious. It,
Well, evidently, the ones that don't get it never been to a massage parlor.
in Santa Ana.
Or
A
Stockton, or
magnolia.
Fairfield, or Lodi, or Vallejo, or San Francisco, or the list goes on.
Have you guys ever gone a professional massage by like an Asian lady?
Mm-hmm.
No.
She was like, no.
One of us is lying.
Um, I played in a volleyball tournament in Vegas, and an Asian woman
Oh,
massaged me after. I swear to God, I like proposed to her.
I thought you said no, you didn't. Okay, you did. Okay.
And what she said, did she say yes or no?
No, but she took my
She
$20
said
tip.
no.
Yeah.
Pussy. I'm sorry. Is it okay to swear on here? I didn't even ask. I should ask that ahead of time.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, most
profanity,
people.
I mean, not laced. I just every now and then I slip up. Is all. It won't be like when we're on the
Yeah.
phone.
Right. Exactly. I curse like a sailor in normal casual conversation, but when I do stand up, I try to keep it clean. I don't know if we lost Jeff or oh, there he is.
No, he's right there.
There he is.
But I'm telling you, anybody watching, I don't know how many people are here right now. I can't really tell. And if anybody wants to ask questions, I know how to. I figured out the Q&A thing. So if you want to put a question, all you do is tap the little gray half circle, and you can put your question in there. And if it's bad enough, we'll answer it. But if it's like a vanilla, then
Oh,
it's up to
Jeff, you're AMA, right? All day, every day, AMA.
What the hell is AMA?
ask me anything.
Ask me anything.
Oh yeah, I'm an open book. Come on now.
Woo.
How big was Paul
Unless
Mooney's
you're
dick?
an
No, I'm kidding.
slow down.
I'm just kidding.
Slow
I'm
down.
just kidding, bro.
Slow down.
I'm just
Talk
kidding,
about
bro.
a fangirl. Jesus, Rev. Buy him a drink first. My God.
I'm just kidding. No, I like to fuck around. I just want to create content. No, I respect you a lot. I was telling Josh before, man. It was cool talking to you last week. Where's the other gentleman that was here?
Garrett.
Or was he supposed to come
There's
back or not?
actually
Yeah, Garrett.
there's a comedy club on the metaverse. It's called Below Board. It's head. I don't know what you would say. Comedian is this guy Aaron Harper. And he does a town hall around the same time.
Mm.
So earlier, Garrett was asking him about that town hall. So
Yeah,
Jeff, have
Friday
you
at
done any
420
comedy
is
on the metaverse?
problematic,
Nah, I ain't trying to get no jokes stolen.
right? That's why the
How
only
would you
ones I
know
test
though?
out on Clubhouse are just the one-liners.
Let me tell you something. If you got 50 people there watching, why they watching?
I don't
They
watch
want to laugh.
anybody.
Yeah, when they laugh, anytime a comedian says this to you, oh, that's funny, they taking that joke.
But I
Sometimes they're not
mean,
even comedians. Sometimes they'll go in another room on the Clubhouse app and just say your joke like you won't find out about it. You know?
I did not do that to you. So
Why do you
stop.
think?
Okay.
No, you never did that. No, you never. No, not
Okay.
you. I'm not talking about you. They know
Why do
who
you
they are.
think comedians sit in the back and watch, or their writers sit in the back and watch? Because they're looking for material to take. And so when you go
At
in the
like show?
metaverse, you don't know who's taking. Yeah, at a comedy show. That's why the metaverse is perfect for stealing jokes or
Mm.
ideas.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
anonymity.
Go ahead. Well, no, but here's the thing. Um, on in a real comedy club, like I went up at the potluck at the comedy store last in August, and it's a really big room, and there's constantly people coming and going, in and out, in and out, in and out. You can't keep track. Like there's no way to keep track. And so I feel like there's that. But then on the metaverse, like there's an IP address associated to every single person coming through. So ultimately, you could track down every single person who could have possibly been in the space while you were doing your jokes. If you want to do like a deep dive
Well,
like that.
but this is the problem. You tell the joke on the metaverse, somebody in Texas tells the same joke now. Somebody in North Carolina tells the same joke. Somebody in New York tells the same joke because they sitting in that room watching you. You're not going to know.
Right, and we are the most litigious country in existence. So yeah, but then if ultimately if you were to go down the road of like, you know, like some type of like legal action, you'd have the metaverse. I feel like to save your ass to timestamp that joke before they ever started doing
You
it.
cannot.
I'd rather
You
just I'd
would
rather
not be
just
able
Jay
to
and
do
Silent Bob
that.
them and just hunt them down.
You can't sue. I know a lot of comedians that stole jokes that are very famous today.
Such as
Well, I'm not going to put them on blast, but there's major.
say the
They said
joke.
Chappelle stole. They said Chappelle stole the. I forget the guy's name. Jokes.
Which one? Which joke?
Oh, I'm not sure, but they're talking about how he took the guy's act. I mean, it's look it. You got writers. They need to get paid. They need ideas, and they scour the internet. They go wherever they can to find them.
And that's the problem. If a
Right.
writer gets a joke, they can give it to a comedian, and then it's not really the comedian stealing it, but
You got
Is
it.
that how
it's the
Amy
the
Schumer stole
Mencia
Ellen's
effect.
jokes?
Well, I mean,
Is that the
that's how
Mencia thing?
Mencia
Is that what
stole
he
everybody's
says?
jokes. I don't know. He didn't use
He
the
got them
internet.
from
He went old
writers.
school. He just sat in the back of the club and just wrote everybody's shit down. He was literally was sitting in the back of the comedy store with a fucking notepad. From allegedly is what I heard.
Who's
But
that?
Mencia,
No, no, Carlos.
Allegedly.
No, 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 no. I was there with Carlos. No, that's not what
Tell
happened.
us.
If you
Tell
want
us.
to really know what's going on, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I do. I would like to know
There
too.
was a lot of people that stole. So this is what would happen. Mooney will go up
Okay.
and do his act.
Okay.
Carlos would do Mooney's act, but make it Mexican. So if Paul talked about black people on Star Trek ship, there ain't no black people, or the one is jacked up. Carlos would make them Mexican, but Carlos wouldn't be the only one. Eddie Griffin would do it and tell stories. Face on Love would do
Make
it.
him black again.
So everybody was stealing from there. It's not just Carlos. Let's keep this 100. It wasn't just Carlos. Everybody was taking stuff from folks at the comedy store. It was out of control.
So I feel like it's
I
a it's
thought
a
like
it's a
the thing with
class
Carlos
thing.
was well, no,
I
I
feel
think the
like
thing
it
with
was
Carlos was that he would go on and he would do like a comedian's joke right before they came on. Like that was what the real issue was, right? Like he would tell
Oh,
somebody's joke before they got like their closer. I mean, from my understanding, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but
I just think it's funny that they got mad saying Carlos did a joke about building the wall. Well, who else would do a joke about building the wall in Mexico but a Mexican?
Trump.
But the Jewish guy is saying it's his joke. I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
I mean,
That's why they
at one
got mad.
point, that's why they got mad.
Believe me,
I mean,
I
at
sat in
one
the back of the
point,
comedy store.
go ahead.
I was in the back of the comedy store for 10 years. I knew who stole from who. And so I saw Ari Spears steal a joke. And
Ari.
until the guy
I believe
confronted
that.
him, and Ari said, "You just mad because I do it better than you."
Wow. Did he though?
Was he wrong? No, I'm kidding. It didn't matter. No. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, honestly, like if you're funny, your jokes are going to get stolen. It's that simple. It just depends on where you want it stolen and at what level. And the metaverse is different, though. The metaverse offers anonymity. You know, it could be anybody out there. Like at least at the comedy store, you can see who's there. You know,
Yeah,
and
but
verify they
in
heard the
the
joke.
on the internet, there's an IP address. So unless a comedian is like some fucking
Are you
like
a hacker?
FBI level hacker who's gonna cover it and burn his
Oh,
tracks, like
Asian.
you're gonna what?
I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I
If
completely
you
forgot.
think the IP address is going to save your jokes, you are.
No,
By the time you
no.
do that, it's too late. Because when you see it on HBO, Showtime, Netflix, then you go, "Oh, that's my jokes." Now you got to go back and see if he was in the room. That's too late by then. He
Yeah,
already got
and they
credit.
moved on to a new IP address by then.
So what do you do?
Allegedly.
So what are you saying, Jeff? Just stage
You
only.
don't do
But
anything
even
else.
then, if you go to an open mic, you know, there's
Yeah,
no
but I
safe
mean that's
space.
the smallest pool, right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. It's a small pool though. It's not. You don't got people when you're on the internet and you're doing your thing. You got people from different states, different countries. There's all
it's
kinds of
getting
people that can see your
translated.
jokes. Yeah.
Is there somewhere I can see your jokes, Jeff? Or like I'm interested in seeing what your stand-up's like.
I got a ton of Jeff's jokes actually. I used to record the Baka shows. Jeff actually headlined for me. I only hosted 2 shows, and I think one of the first and
I
only
mean, he
shows I
didn't
really
headline
hosted,
for
Jeff
you.
was
I
my
mean,
headliner. What?
okay.
Go speak, Rev, speak.
Yeah, I just want to. I want to hear some. I think his jokes are good. I really like the Snow Black one. I mean, not Snow or
I've never heard that
the
one. That was new. I haven't been to your show in a
no
while.
the what do I
The
know?
Little Mermaid.
I like yeah,
The
Little
Little
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's the surroundings.
Yeah. But that's why I don't put a lot of stuff on the internet because I know people are going to steal it. I've had jokes stolen before. I had a guy do my whole set in front of me that I did on Comic View BET, and he did it all my jokes in front of me. That was done on that TV show.
Your whole act?
Hmm.
Can you
That's
name his
crazy. I
name,
mean,
or was
on
it Eddie Griffin?
No, it wasn't Eddie. It
Okay.
wasn't Eddie. It wasn't a big name comic. It was just, some comic. A lot of
right.
comics do that. They're trying to find material. They see you on TV, they like your material, so they do it, not knowing they're gonna run into you.
I mean, what part of the
on
game is
the
that? That's like being a used car salesman.
on the Marvelous Miss Maisel, her husband does Bob Hope's act, and when she sees Bob Hope do it on TV, she's like, "Bob Hope stole your act." It's like, no, dude.
But
Yeah.
that's why you gotta be careful on the metaverse, though, man. Because I'm telling you, you're just giving away material.
Well, I personally, when I made the jump from Clubhouse to Twitter Spaces, and I knew I was going to be shilling myself as a comedian, I knew I was going to be like pushed to like tell jokes, to prove my comedic chops. I told myself that I was only going to do one particular part of my 15 to 20 minute blue sapphire set. I was only going to do one particular part, and anytime anybody wanted jokes, and And that's what I've been doing. And it's actually kind of worked. It's actually been kind of effective because like now people are a majority, a number of people like are know me for these jokes, for that particular joke now on Twitter Spaces at least.
Right.
So,
But
but
how
you're
many
right. Like there could be
professionals?
somebody in there could be someone in like Nigeria. Instead of emailing people, he's telling my jokes on stage. You know, like there could be like a girl. Yeah. I hear what you're saying now, Jeff. I do.
Because how many professional working comedians do you see telling their jokes on the Metaspace?
1%.
None.
None,
I
unless
got
they're just
nothing.
talking trash. Because they know.
But then when does it safely fall under this umbrella of like parallel thought? Because what you're talking about is like someone verbatim regurgitating your joke. Yeah,
Amy
that's
Schumer is
yeah.
verbatim. That's an example of verbatim. You know, I mean, if it's word for word, something stinks. It's not just her pussy.
Or when somebody changes their rhythm, all of a sudden they were doing jokes one rhythm and they change the rhythm to another joke. They stole that joke because you got to have
Rhythm. Oh
rhythm
yeah.
to the joke.
Yeah. The joke said that I do that. It's my 5-minute dick pic joke set. Which oh, I have people in the space. There's
That's what
not
she said.
PC and OG Ghostly. Where it's like within that 5 minutes, I get kudos for they're like, you took me on a story, like you know, like a beginning, middle, and end, like it flowed well, you know. So you're saying if like all of a sudden like I'm like flowing, and the next day I'm like burp, and then come back, you know, stolen.
Hey, Jeffrey, you must have learned so much from Paul being on tour with Paul, huh?
Yeah, I really did. That was my mentor.
That's crazy. You're lucky, man. That's or you're lucky in many ways, but that's crazy. It's I'm telling you,
How
that
did you
stand up
get
was
him to
one
take
the
you on tour? Sorry,
it was so funny.
go
How
Rev.
did I
I cut Rev up all the time. Sorry.
how did I get to go on tour with him?
Yeah, I crashed my plane. Go ahead.
No, he saw me on stage doing an impression of him and thought it was hilarious. And so the joke was, wouldn't it be funny if Paul Mooney hosted African American movie classics? And so I was like, oh, homie, welcome to African. Oh, fuck that. Welcome to nigga movie classics. And then I heard in the background, oh, nigga, that's brilliant. Nigga, that's brilliant.
Holy shit.
And then they took that
Dead.
bit. Then they took that bit and did it on the Dave Chappelle show called Mooney Hosted the Classics.
They said drugs out of the barbershop. She's like, what? I remember that bit.
Yeah, that was my bit.
No shit.
But
Yeah.
So how did
here's
you
the
feel
thing.
about that if you were with Paul? Sorry.
Well, I mean, I figure it was a trade off, right? All the stuff I learned from him. You know, what else you gonna do?
Yeah, I hear you.
So people will come to me and go, "How long you been running on the Chappelle show?" I said, "I haven't. They just took it."
That's make you want to punch somebody in the face
But okay, here's
from
the
time to
thing.
time.
Here's another thing you have to consider that I like. I feel like Jeffrey, you know I love you, but I feel like your generation, your class, like because even what's her name? Retha Jones. You know, because I met her at the Comedy Chateau. I'd worked a lot of her shows, and then one show, or no, it was during the festival. She saw me run into the other room and run on stage, and was like, "Oh." She had no idea that I was a comedian and I did jokes, you know. So I ran up on stage, I did my bit, you know, and I came running off, and she was like, "Oh my god, you're funny! You're actually funny!" I was like, "I know, right?" And so I got to talk to her later, and she was telling me, you know, like she was saying how you and Mike, you know, oh, let's get Mike on here. No, maybe not. You know, like how you're all like the same class because you guys are all up and coming at the same time. So I feel like how much of the joke stealing do you feel like it's just within your own class coming up together versus it is like generational. I feel like now more than ever, it's like very generational, so it's hard to keep track of. Like you know what I
See,
mean?
also shout out to Chris and Fee in the audience. And yeah, we haven't really acknowledged the audience very much, but
Oh, sorry. You know what I mean?
Chris
Like I
has been
feel
here
like
since the beginning.
I know Chris is great. I love Chris. I was in
Hmm.
his antidepressant. He has a daily antidepressant room, which is great. It just helps you get over
If I wasn't
depression.
jealous of
But
his voice, I'd probably listen to him more. But it's just me.
he does have a great voice. Thank you. That was sorry, Chris. Like
But sorry,
how a newer comedian is gonna get away. Like how likely is a newer comedian coming now gonna get away with stealing like an older generation's joke? Not
But
very
jokes
likely.
are
Oh, in
jokes.
fact, you told me, Jeff. You told me it's your class. It's your class that is stealing from my class. It's the old class stealing from the new class,
Look
it's
at
supposedly.
like
this.
Puff Daddy
Everybody,
making a
look at
remix.
there's guys that are 28, 29 years old writing on shows that are stealing jokes. I mean,
Yeah, Saturday Night Live.
how do you think they keep their jobs?
Okay, and that's what's crazy because like I hang out in like the Web3 NFT crypto space, blockchain, whatever, and like people are telling me like I'm hearing that a lot to like mint my joke, mint my joke, mint my joke, but then it's like oh mint my joke so you can have it and then you can sell to somebody else and they can use it, but essentially but I feel like if it's already happening, like
Hey, can you say you look
I
nice
don't know,
tonight, Jocelyn? Oh, okay, that's
my
cool.
hair's down, I took a shower.
Fine.
That's why you
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
write
Cleanliness.
jokes. Yeah, but that's why you try to write jokes that are tailored to you. Like if somebody does my jokes, they'll know, no, that's Jeff shit because you know
Exactly.
me. And so
That's what
that's
I
why
was
my
told though early on too. Laura Laham told me, she's like, Jocelyn, your jokes are so kind of very on brand with you and how you speak and how you talk and what you talk about. Like she's like I would find it really hard for somebody to steal your joke, but I could see someone taking my and like reworking it and not taking it verbatim, I guess. So yeah,
yeah, I mean like dick pics, right? How many girls talk about dick pics?
a ton. But how many have
All
talked
the
about
Online.
time.
using $1 for sale?
But see, but that's what I'm saying. That's all they got to do. So somebody like Amy Schumer goes, "Oh, I can just take that right there and put it on stage."
Don't do it,
The
Amy
thing with
Schumer.
Amy Schumer was, well, she's way past that. I mean, as soon as what's his name stopped writing her act, she just became
Who?
unfunny.
Who?
So Jeff knows or Jeffern. Um, what's his name? The he's like the dark
Clearly
comedian.
not
He's like
great
a
enough.
blonde guy. What's his no? He had a show for a while. He did the he does all the roles. He like Anthony Jeselnik. That's what it is.
Yeah, Jeselnik. Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the last name. I couldn't remember.
Jesselnick was the one writing
Schumer's joke.
her sets, her jokes. Really? For how long?
Allegedly, I don't know. They were. I don't know. I mean, allegedly,
Supposedly.
just it was. Just, yeah, like she when they split up and then she became unfunny.
Wait, they
And
were
I think
together?
that's when the thievery started. Yeah, they were together for a long time, a couple years.
I had no idea.
I know. I feel bad for him too.
Oh my god, Rev, you got Jeffrey to laugh. Good job.
This is actually the first time I knew I was funny because Jeffrey laughed.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a great.
I felt the same way, Rev. I swear to God. I swear to God. I would see Jeff at all these shows, and he was just that mysterious, like dark guy in the corner, just quiet until it was his turn to go up, And then one day, I had said something to my friend Josh Spear, like I just cracked something, and he's just like, "You're funny," and I was like, "Hello." What was that? Say it again.
Well, I mean, he, and I don't want to talk about him like he's not here, but Jeffrey's had the opportunity to tour with, after the stand up I've seen, I just saw, if I knew that existed, I would have been preaching his praises a lot sooner. I mean, I knew who he was from Chappelle's show. He was hilarious on there, but oh my God, that stand up is so fucking funny. It's ridiculous. So funny. I'm
Me-
telling
Yeah,
you,
Paul.
whoever hasn't watched it, man.
Yeah, Paul wrote for Richard Pryor. He wrote on the Richard Pryor show. He wrote on the Chappelle show. He wrote on the Living Color, Damon Wayans and them show.
Oh, did he? I
Yeah,
didn't know
he
he
wrote
wrote
on
on
all
Living
those
Color.
shows. Yeah.
This is like finding out how many songs Prince wrote in the music industry. Straight up.
Yeah, he wrote a lot. Yeah.
Hearing how many like people Paul Mooney wrote for. So crazy, so interesting.
Yeah, so Paul Mooney is like the Prince of comedy.
He loved that guy. Paul would be like, Paul would be like, homie, I know.
Man, I would love to have you on the podcast and just tell everybody I have a podcast with Paul Mooney. That would
He
be
would have everyone
hilarious.
convinced that you brought Paul Mooney back from the dead. Straight up.
There'd be a lot of editing involved because my laughter would be exquisite.
Somebody said if someone stole his jokes, they'd be dead or something like that. That's hilarious.
Who said that?
Somebody did. Let's see. I forget. It was in
Oh,
the
hi,
comments.
Chris. Oh, okay.
Oh, let's see.
But then I
Quickest
guess
way to end your
like
career.
you could take the necessary precautions to protect your material, your IP, your jokes, but at the end of the day, if someone's gonna steal them, someone's gonna steal them, right? You know what I mean? I feel like there's nothing you can do about that, honestly. But then
It's
all you
also
have
kind
to
of an
do,
honor a little bit.
right? I think so too.
You know,
I would take it
that's
as an
just a
honor.
silver lining. I mean, it's not.
Oh, I think Chris is writing. I don't know how to do that though. But I think all you have to do is just keep writing more, keep being funny, keep writing more material. You know what I mean? I think that's like the easy way. Okay, now my screen's glitching. Yay. Okay. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But when
So
I
how
don't
many
know
minutes
about
did
you,
you have?
Jocelyn and Jeffrey. No, what I was going to say is that
What?
when I decided to first do stand up, I had written so many jokes down just for myself before I decided to try to do an open mic. I had to get all these like sticky note papers, and I have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks full of this shit because I'm in the car a lot driving, so that's what I think of it, and it takes a lot of trash to get a gem, allegedly.
Yeah.
What? We're gonna work on that.
Work on what?
Like no, if you're trying to make that a joke, no. In my story, I talk about how like when I was going up for the first time, audio only on Clubhouse, like I literally just started scribbling like the first thing I thought of that I've said that guarantee will always get people to laugh, and it's an obvious blue joke, but from there I had to grow like a minute and a half back and a minute and a half forward, you know what I mean? And like, what I'm saying? So, and it was all just like, okay, yeah, let's add that and let's add that and let's add that and let's do that. Okay. All right, my turn. Here we go. You just do it. But I
I
think
like
Jeff
to
had to
riff
go.
on stage.
I think that is the new. Oh, it's 1930. Dang, wow. I think that's the new thing for me. I think that's the new challenge for me. One is to create consistent content by doing this podcast every Friday at 4:20. Why is that on Fridays at 4:20? It's because yours truly was actually born on a Friday at 4:20. Yes. Oh, there he is. Hi, Jeff. Welcome. And to get used to being in front of the camera, create content consistently, and hang out with you guys. Because honestly, like, I'll tell you this, some of the most hilarious conversations I've had that I know need to be turned into stuff I say on stage have been with the two of you, hands down. Like, honestly, like, I know and so like it's nice to actually like document it now.
Now you're documented.
So I'm talking. Well, I mean, I don't think we have any questions. It's 5:20, so Jeff and I have been here for an hour now, so we're just gonna like we're not gonna do a marathon room. Rev, I'm sorry you joined us late, but
Yeah,
I guess
again
this is
at
where we
4:20. I mean, I'm trying my best, but it's going to be close every Friday, just because traffic is horrible, and it depends on when I get out of work. So it'll be close, but I'll try to be here at
no
4:20. But it's going to be a
no, but
like
thanks for
you got
coming
me
through. I
breaking
appreciate
laws
it.
to
I
try
really
to get
appreciate
here
it.
even as fast as I could. So, but yeah. Thanks for having
Okay.
me. Thanks everybody in the audience, and but yeah, definitely, Josh. I appreciate it, and nice to see you again, Jeff. Are you on? You're on. I'm sure you're on Twitter. I got to find you on Twitter on there.
Yeah, all my stuff is
My
just my
mom's
mom's name.
white.
That's right, my mom. Yeah, same.
Um,
I forgot about
Not
that.
me. Before we go, do you guys have any
Oh,
shows or anything you want to plug? As long as it's not a butt plug, because I don't do that. Jeff, what do you got coming up? I know you got shows coming up.
Tonight I'll be at the Comedy Chateau at 10 o'clock in North Hollywood. You can go to my Instagram, My Mom's White, or Facebook, My Mom's White, and click on get free tickets. Sunday, I'm doing a birthday party. It's free to get in. It's in North Hollywood. Again, it's on my page. And then I got some other stuff going on with Irv Gotti, but as when those contracts are signed, I'll talk about it.
it's
Awesome.
murder.
Rev, how about you? What do you got going on? Where can we find you?
I have my podcast. You can just look me up on YouTube at the Rev TheErev. The Yeah So podcast. You want to be on it? Hit me up or send me an email question, and I'll probably read it. Doesn't matter how crazy it is. Dare you? And thanks for having me, Josh. Appreciate it.
No, thanks for coming through, both of you. Like literally, when I think of people that I've talked to numerous times for great lengths about my funny and my material, and who always just kind of like supported me, you two are definitely at the top of that list. And for everyone else, this has been Laugh with Jocelyn, live storytelling with my comedian friends. And join us again next week. Is next week Thanksgiving? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is Thanksgiving. Okay. 2 weeks is Thanksgiving. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks, Chris.
So I'm just gonna come in this room.